José Andrés is a Spanish-born restaurateur, author, humanitarian, and owner of the Think Food Group. He's also the founder of the World Central Kitchen, a nonprofit that provides smart solutions to end hunger and poverty by using the power of food to empower communities and strengthen economies. José was also nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize in 2019 for his work with disaster relief through the World Central Kitchen, specifically for feeding over 3 million Americans in Puerto Rico in the wake of Hurricane Maria. He's been a leader in meal distribution and ensuring food security for everyone in his response to the COVID-19 pandemic. I understand José is joining us today from off the coast of Colombia. Please join me in welcoming Chef José. José, can you please tell us a little bit about where you are and what you've been doing, not just now, but throughout this last 10 or 11 months of the pandemic?
So good to be joining you, Ambassador. And I am in the island of Providencia, which is an island north of San Andres Island, where it happens that a Hurricane Iota, over 10 days ago, very much decimated the entire island. So I'm right now in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by homes that used to be homes. It's all rubble. And where more than 5,000 people very much lost everything. So we came here, and for the last week, 8 days, we've been making sure that food and water wouldn't be an issue to every one of the people living here.
José, you've been doing this since before the pandemic, but you've been taking this to a different level since the pandemic started. What have you learned? What have you experienced that you want others to know and you want the world to see that you are making an effort in kind of humanizing something that we take for granted every day? What have you learned and that you want to share with us?
Well, what I learned is that we take food for granted. That I think big organizations, sometimes governments, we don't, and I include myself, we don't give to food the importance I do believe it deserves. And I'm a little bit worried that because we are taking food for granted, one day the perfect storm may come and we will not be ready to feed the 7 billion plus people that we are all a big family that we live on planet Earth. So in this pandemic, World Central Kitchen is on its way to do 40 million meals alone on this pandemic. And what I learned is that organization, which is in its heart, this organization of chefs, we realized that the first most important thing at the very beginning of this pandemic was not cooking, not bringing the food to the people in need, but we had to create the health protocols to make sure that our teams will be safe, that the people that will do the delivery will be safe, and more important, the people who are receiving our food will be safe, like elderly. We've done hundreds of hospitals, we've done hundreds of elderly homes, hundreds of soup kitchens all across the United States, and on top of that in countries like Venezuela and Colombia and Bahamas and Puerto Rico, the other part of America in the Caribbean, and at the same time answering to hurricanes and fires. We went to Beirut. We joined the people of Lebanon in less than 24 hours. So what did I learn? That I'm very happy that World Central Kitchen exists, because we are an organization that obviously we don't go everywhere. We're still a very small organization, but that we need to start giving more importance to food cannot be an afterthought anymore, because if we provide relief food, we send a message of care, we send a message of empathy, and we can help people to go back to normal quicker and faster. And this is very important.
So you've taken something that we strongly believe in the Emirates, which is helping those who are less fortunate, regardless of their religion, regardless of their nationality, regardless of their ideology, and just focusing on the human aspect of helping others. You've taken that and made it global. Like you said, you were just in Beirut, you're now off the coast of Colombia, you've done this all over the world. Have you faced one kind of reaction in one part of the world compared to a different reaction in another part of the world, or is the overall reaction to what you've been doing fairly standard?
Yeah, listen, This is a great question. I know that we are different countries with different flags, different religions, and sometimes it seems that it's some forces that try to tell us that we are all different.
Yeah.
When actually my experience, especially after disaster, tells me that we are not all so different from each other. We are all the same children of God. We are all the same people that we love to work to help others, that we have empathy, that in the worst moments, the best of us always shines through. And for me to be in places like when we went to Indonesia, that for us was almost technically the first time that we went to a Muslim country, and how amazing the people were, how we adapted obviously to the meals and the types of food that the locals like and wanted to eat, and how to do certain traditions and certain foods in the way they like it. We always say that we are not an organization that we come from the outside to impose our ways, but we are an organization that we come to empower the people to help themselves. In Lebanon was fascinating because I saw people from different religions, a lot of young people working side by side, Jewish, Muslims, Christians, helping each other, smiling to each other, giving a hand of support to each other. So at the end of the day, the foods may be different, the flavors may be different, because we do adapt to every circumstance, but the empathy and the love and the respect that people have for each other in moments like this is what wins the day. I wish more and more people will see that unfortunately the best of humanity shows up in disaster moments like the ones I see.
Yeah, I don't think I could have put it any better than the way you just framed it. It is time for us to put human values up front and everything else behind, and try to help others the way you are helping everyone around the world. Jose, you've helped so many people, you've inspired so many people. I am grateful for our friendship. And once you're back from saving and feeding the world, maybe you and I will have that dinner that we've been talking about for so long. Thank you, my friend, and best of luck, and God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jose.
I look forward to
All right.
seeing you soon. Bye.
Thank you. Take care.